Happy New Year! This is John Chen with the Engaging Virtual Meetings podcast. Hey, if you're watching on social media, make sure and subscribe, share, like, or comment, or even ask a question. If you ask a question on the live show, we might even bring it in here. What else do you want to say? Oh, yes, if you want all the episodes of Engaging Virtual Meetings podcast, what did I just crossed over? The 3,500 download mark. Thank you so much for everyone who's downloaded. Go to engagingvirtualmeetings.online and subscribe on one of your 15 beautiful podcast platforms. And if you want to learn how to be more engaging in the world and get video of it, come to the Engaging Retreat every October 20th through 22nd. Scan for a free ticket. And let me just tell you, I just finished 21 days of editing for the more than 40 speakers who showed up for the Engaging Retreat this year. And it is spectacular. I want to say thank you to some of our big names, Brian Walter, Cavett Award winner, Tim Gard, Frank Kitchen, Mark Hunter, and so many others who are here. You should be here. Or be square. Welcome to 2026. Now, today, I'm so excited. We got the speaker who I bumped into also one of his cohorts and friends, and we're getting a chance to talk about all things 2026. He is a keynote speaker, expert business advisor, leading personal brand strategist at Brand Builders Group, one of the fastest of Inc.'s 5,000 fastest growing companies in America. Brand Builders Group recently had teammates Rory and AJ Vaden publish their book, Wealthy and Well Known. I have my copy and I read through it entirely, which we might even discuss here too. It's a great book. Go get it. He's also a singer, songwriter, and recording artist as a member of the GMA Dove Award-nominated duo Across the Sky. Please welcome Ben Kolarcik. Oh, where's your musical intro? Kolarcik, here we go. Your musical intro.
All right.
Hi, Ben. How you doing?
Good, John. Thanks so much for having me. What an intro. Thank you, sir.
Yes, you're welcome. Well, look at that. Look at your accomplishments. Let me just. I'm a singer too, but I'm like only a karaoke singer. Although I did teach all my friends in high school how to play punk rock, and many of them went on to go play on stages.
I bet, especially in the Seattle area. What's your go-to karaoke song? That's what I want to know.
Oh, it's either Under Pressure, or I just recently discovered that Huey Lewis and I, while he had a voice, he actually lost his hearing, but all of Huey Lewis's songs are actually in my vocal range.
I could see that. See that. That's so fun. We did for over the holidays. We actually got one of those Amazon mics and kind of did our own home version of karaoke with some friends. It was a blast. I loved it.
Oh, I know. Do you have a few ringers, I bet, inside the room too?
There's some ringers, but I mean, karaoke is just for, letting loose, and just, it's not a real performance, just like have fun with it. I love it.
Well, you're supposed to, this is my theory, Ben, around karaoke, right? You replace talent with theatrics.
Yes, it's good. I like it.
Yeah,
it's what we call a pillar point. I like that.
Well, how did you start in the band Across the Sky? I just want to know that before you do a formal introduction. I would love.
Yeah, so it goes back. It's so wild. So when I was in middle school, I joined the choir because I loved to sing, and the choir director was like, "What is that beautiful female voice that I hear?" And she followed it, and she was like, "Oh, it's this boy who apparently has not gone through puberty, but he's got a great voice." And so that led to some opportunities, some bigger opportunities. I was singing in front of thousands of people when I was 13, 14, 15, started writing songs, traveled the world, got a record deal with Warner Brothers, met my partner in Across the Sky, Justin. Mm-hmm. We were able to do some really amazing, fun things for the next 4 years, traveling the world, doing all that fun stuff, and really have done music over the last 30 plus years before I made a hard pivot into really what I'm doing now, which is still using all the stage reps that I have literally in front of millions of people over the last 20 years to really help other entrepreneurs, business owners really own the stage for themselves, again, whether in person or virtually, as you do so well yourself.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Ben. I'm going to take this moment too, then I'm going to let you add on to anything. Either you can add origin story of brand builders or something, or talk more about now if you're not singing on stage, what are you doing and how are you doing it in the world? Again, I read a lot about where you take people, and the Wealthy and Well-Known says that you can take somebody, and one of the key parts, if they have the right, whatever, content, message, delivery, and again, I read some really key parts in there too, where I think I might have read it in your book, where one of the current generations is buying more who you are, not what you do.
It
right?
really is. Yeah. And people hear this term personal branding, and at its core, I am a keynote speaker. And so,
Yeah.
yes, I do virtual presentations like this. Yes, on stage. And I love doing that, but it really is for the audience. It's for those people, as you do so well. And yes, personal branding is something that has kind of come up more and more over the last, several years. And actually that originated with the study. So I do work with, and Rory and AJ Vaden, who are co-authors of that book and founded Brand Builders Group, brought me on board a little over 4 years ago, which is crazy. And so we do help authors, speakers, coaches, business leaders build their personal brand. That was based on a study we did. It was a national study, spent over 6 figures doing that. It was PhD led,
Wow.
weighted to this US Census. And we
Wow.
were just curious, okay, this personal branding thing, it's coming up. We're seeing some momentum, but like, we needed to be more than a hunch. Is there data to support it? And it's true. People don't do business with nameless, faceless, cold organizations. They do business with people.
Ta-da.
And the way that you monetize that personal brand, the biggest ways is through referrals and, drumroll please, presentations. And so that's why, a big piece of my life has been presenting, yes, on stage, and helping others really develop what I like to call a platinum presentation. I was part of a platinum record back in my music days, so that's the nice
Ooh.
little, caveat and a connection to what I'm doing now. But it is possible. It starts with positioning in the market and then organizing your thought leadership to present in a way that's compelling, that really serves people, adds value to their world. And when people hear you, they might not have known who you were 30 minutes before, but you give a presentation and maybe 60 minutes later, they're like, oh my gosh, who is this John? I have to know him. I need him to meet this person. That is the power of a presentation. Now we have a whole 4-phase process that we walk people through, but I really love helping people develop, yes, keynote presentations that really moves audiences emotionally, adds value, and transforms lives. I've seen it myself. I've seen others be a part of that. And so I just love championing others in developing that for themselves.
Let's talk about that moment you joined
Yeah.
Brand Builders. So I don't know if
Yeah.
what Rory, AJ came around and said something to you, or what made you change the course of what you want to do and join Brand Builders?
I was talking to actually a client yesterday that I was working with, and he was like, his whole life story was like, man, chasing novelty, and I was kind of bringing up like, man, after doing music for 30 years, and it's still very much a part of my life. I still songwrite. I still travel about 10 to 12 times a year. I've just really pulled back on that, and a big part was being stretched to be like, man, I want to be challenged. I think many of us go into those ages and stages of life, right, where it's like, man, I want to be challenged. I want to be in rooms that make me uncomfortable or that I learn more. I often say, yeah, I haven't been much of a reader. And my dad always used to say, like, leaders are readers. And I was like, what about for those of us that don't read a lot? And so I've really adopted leaders are learners. And man, I
Mm.
am very curious and I want to be in rooms where I'm stretched, where I'm not the smartest person in the room, where I'm challenged and there's amazing, talented people. And so that's why I made that hard pivot from like music's always a part, still really good at that. But man, I want to be in some spaces. And based on my Nashville background, had some common acquaintances and was introduced to Rory, AJ, and the team there. And so they brought me on during a really pivotal point of growth in our organization, which has kind of been a rocket ship. It's been really, really great to be a part of. And it's stretched me so much. I was not
Mm.
in the personal development space. I tell the story sometimes that I was in one of our first events and somebody was like, wow, Mel Robbins. I was like, gosh, he sounds amazing. And they were like, well, it's a she. So I was like, oh, good to know. I guess I'll, again, I wanted to be in those rooms where I was stretched like, okay, let me mark that down a little bit.
Never do that one again, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's like Mel Robbins. Okay, she's important. Got it. So, uh, it's really been cool and a journey to be a part of. Yes, this organization, but the biggest thing is, yes, we work with Lewis Howes, Ed Milet, Amy Porterfield, but I think I get the biggest kick and reward out of helping people without the household names, many of the books behind me, who have 500, 1,000. They follow our strategy. They have 1,000 followers, 2,000. They follow our strategy, and lo and behold, USA Today bestseller. And they're making impact. The message that is on their heart is reaching people in an impactful way. Probably one of the best rewarding parts of what I get to do, which is cool.
Very, very cool, Ben. And maybe I sense you have some servant leadership in you, right? That something around
Hmm.
serving people and serving causes is greater than serving yourself on stage. Does that sound about right?
I mean, I would hope so. Thank you for saying that. And I mean, maybe it's a little bit of my middle child syndrome. I am one of six. I'm kind of in the middle, but and
I'm one of
and
five. I'm the last of five. I'm the kid on the freeway, though. That's me.
oh,
Right?
okay. You're
Yeah.
the baby. Okay, I know you, John. I know you. I can pigeonhole you immediately. But it is like, man, I want people to know they're seen and valued, and I want to champion them. So yes, I hope that servant leadership comes through. It's kind of you to say that, but really that is my heart. It's like, man, what is possible when you have a person in your corner, showing you what's possible, giving you the pathway, championing you, and not just being like, whatever. It's really a rewarding part of what I get to do.
We'll talk about rewarding, right, Ben? So you said you took some of your stage presence, and my top thing is engagement. Recently, over
Yeah.
the last 2 years, I've been teaching something called TTE. Have you heard of what TTE is?
Remind me the TTE. I feel like you mentioned this, or I heard it when we were kind of talking shop in the NSA hallways.
Yeah, TTE is time to engagement. How long
Yeah.
does it take for a speaker to engage the audience?
Yeah.
And I'm just curious for you, first, either as a singer, and then what did you cross over from a singer to speaker? What do you do to engage your audience?
Gosh, there's so many things. And you know what? I was jotting down some notes. I came up, we're really big in Brand Builders Group. When you're establishing thought leadership, the stories that you tell need to be engaging because stories
Right.
take you out of assessment mode and into entertainment mode. We all love a good story, right? And so, but then you're able to drop what I kind of alluded to, a pillar point, the lesson, the moral of the
Mm.
story. And people are like, oh, wow, that's really good. And then frameworks is really the visual piece that forwards the thinking. And so I was kind of jotting down a quick made up framework 5 minutes before we got on because I was like, ooh, these are John. You gave me some of these questions. Like, ooh, what are the answers to my questions? And
Yeah.
I really believe it's the ABCs of engagement, and that
Mm.
is anticipation. Which John, if anybody you who are watching or listening get a chance to be on this, and maybe even as just an observer, you're able to see the anticipation that John builds, whether it's the welcome video, it's the countdown, it's the music, it's all of these things that builds anticipation. I even do this with clients in my Calendly kind of workflow, the text and the email sequence before. It's not just informational, but it's inspirational. I want there to be excitement before we ever turn on the record light or the go live light. And so anticipation is big, right? We see that, yes, all of this stuff. It's and you've got your workstation, you've got your space station there, but all of this, and most people get overwhelmed by that, but the heart behind it, which John feels so evident in the care that you take of like, I want to build anticipation. I want to build inclusion and invitation. And now in this virtual world, we have so many tools at our disposal. I always like to tell people, don't get overwhelmed. You see John's setup, and you might see my setup, which isn't as fancy as John's, but don't get overwhelmed. Use what you have, and
Right.
you can do so much organically, right?
Right.
The second piece of my ABC is anticipation. The second is, I kind of mailed this in, but it's brightness. What do I mean by brightness? Is it light? Actually, yes, light, like actual light. But I'm talking about energy, excitement, a smile. Do you know the power of a smile? When I was early in my music days, I saw this performer singing, and most of the time, if you have ever seen like John Mayer or maybe me sing, it's just like, oh wow, it looks like he's in pain as he sings. But I saw this guy, and as he was singing, he had this smile on his face. I was like, that is the most pleasant, amazing thing. And I worked from that moment to be like, smile.
How can I do that?
Bring the brightness, right? Anticipation before, brightness when the camera comes on. People need that. And yes, if you've ever seen This Is Spinal Tap, where he's like, my amp goes to 11. Yes, this is why I know where you might feel tired after a presentation. Why? Because I'm bringing my amp is going to 11, right?
Yes.
On that, and
Yes.
that's okay because I need and want to bring brightness to the people that I'm ultimately serving. I want to make it about them. The
Mm.
brightness is not about me looking good. It's about bringing energy and life and excitement to you, the listener, the viewer. And I love that. So anticipation, brightness. And the third is choreography. No, I'm not talking about dancing, although we could dance. But John, again, I'm just got to give you props. You are exemplifying this from top to bottom. Choreography is simply, is it agendas? Yes. Is it frameworks of like, there is a flow and the music comes up and the spotlight goes here? Like just thinking through the choreography of a 30-minute presentation, 60-minute, 10-minute presentation is so vital, because we know where we're going and we like to know, okay, this is where we're going. The human brain loves that. There's no catch surprises and there's engagement, right? What we teach stage-wise and stage presence is people need to have a physical change in posture every 15 minutes. And so you're already using things like, yes, Zoom has it and other tools and, Mentimeter. Yes, all these things. We need that. We do that. Is it just to make us feel good? I mean, maybe, but more it's to engage the audience, make sure we don't lose them. We want to add value to their lives. And a big part is going up to 11, showing the brightness, making sure there's choreography, a nice, even flow that's like, wow, they were prepared for me. It's like a dinner. If I invite you over to dinner, John, I say dinner's at 6 and you show up and I'm like, oh, hey man, I was just thinking about getting steaks out of the fridge. You're like, dude, I thought it was at 6. What do you do? It's like, we want to set the table for people when they come into our rooms or our stages or our offices and our workshops to be like, wow, this is choreographed so well. And can we go on the fly a little bit? Of course. But so many people are like, I don't know what I'm doing. We'll just figure out this tech thing before, do the reps before, so that people are like, wow, they were prepared for me. Again, it's not about me. It's actually about you, the viewer, the listener. I want to make sure that I've done everything I can to make this so accessible and engaging for you.
I know I'm peeking here at the audience. Thanks for Floppy Bicyclist for chatting up here. And I wanted to add on to that, right? I believe you know who Patricia Fripp is, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
Patricia Fripp said something great when she just visited our chapter. She said she hired a choreographer to watch her keynote, saying she's not dancing in it, but the best observation that the choreographer came back says, you make great use of the width of the stage, but you are not using anything in the depth of the stage. And she said that was like a light bulb going off. And so, I mean, I call it blocking, right? So blocking is about, I'm going to be here, right? It's like if you can actually walk across, where you go 1, 2, 3, if you're going to do something to the audience, it's left to right for them in an American audience. But even things like this, I call digital blocking, which is having things ready, so I can put things in other places. And
so good.
It's like, it's the pushing buttons and doing other things that is kind of part of a choreographed virtual or hybrid experience. That's another place too that people should really think about their choreography, and that they got to rehearse.
That's
you can improv, right? You can improv to that point, but you got to rehearse if you want to be really good about it on stage.
Yeah, I mean, what is the old adage? It's like you got to know the rules before you can break them, right? You need the reps within know the constraints or the things that you can do. Yes, once you have the reps, then you can, get a little loose and you can explore the space, as it were. But like, yes, I love that. Even walking through, it doesn't really take that much. But again, what it shows is care for your audience, right? And that's so, so huge. And people feel that. They might not be able to verbalize it, but they sense it, they know it, and they feel it.
Yeah. Otherwise, you feel the other thing going, wow, did they just put this together like 10 minutes ago? Are they like, they're lost. They don't know where to share. They don't know. Yeah.
Right.
I just edited a lot of video, and there's definitely a lot of stalling on stage, and there's a lot of filler words still.
Right.
Ben. Oh my goodness, Ben.
Yeah.
Right. So talk to me about this, Ben. Where were you in March of 2020?
March of 2020, where was I? I was actually sitting here in my home. Actually, funny story. So I loved Dave Matthews growing up. Dave Matthews.
Big fan.
He was in the CD book in my car, alongside Hootie and the Blowfish and Alanis Morissette. And my wife and I had never seen him live, and he came here in Phoenix, Innings Festival, which coincides with spring training. And so we went and saw him. By the way, he didn't play Crash, which bummed me out. I was like, how can you not play Crash? But what was funny? That was really the last memory, because it happened right at the beginning of March. We saw planes, we heard the murmurs of COVID, and we're like, is this really happening? Lo and behold, 3 days later, world shuts down. And this really became the office, the arena for presenting. And so that was a hard pivot. Some kind of resisted it and like, oh, I'm scared. I don't know. But I think for those of us that really leaned in and said, we'll figure this out. Like this doesn't have to stop us. What a great opportunity that provided many of us to really fully commit and lean in to the opportunity of virtual presentation specifically.
Oh, you'll love this too. One of the best memories I do have in COVID is that Dave Matthews offered a free virtual conference, and he literally was in his house, and it
I
was
saw that. Me and you were watching together.
one of the coolest experiences of all time,
Yeah.
right? Dave Matthews. I think the only other time I can add that adds his Dave Matthews memory. He played the concert. He got a chance to interview the Dalai Lama,
Oh, wow.
and
That's big.
right. Yeah, obviously you've seen Dave Matthews on stage. He's quirky, but he's not really nervous. He
Yeah.
was nervous.
Oh, really? I can
He
imagine that. I can imagine it.
I'd be interviewing the
Yeah.
Dalai Lama, and so he had all these. He brought some really great questions around that. But yeah, Dave Matthews, great Seattleite and musician.
Yes.
So
That's fantastic.
yeah. So what did you develop online, right? Or did you help others too? You know, if you blazed the path, I'm just curious if you helped other speakers. Many speakers needed help, right? They did not know what to do.
Yeah, a lot of speakers. And what's great about, I have a small roster of private coaches. We do intensives either virtually or in person as well, where I really help speakers, yes, develop the keynote, which is the words, but we know like most of the time it's just as important how you present than as it is what you are presenting. The words are really crucial, right? And that is the foundation. But how you present it is really everything. That's the memorable part. And so, yes, we do the blocking, and we know like we can holograph the stage, right? Of just like when I tell the story of my childhood, I'm stage right. And then I can progress through my storyline. And when I point back to that mark on the stage, the audience transforms and goes back there. But virtually, it's a little bit harder to do. I'm kind of confined by this box here, right? But it still works. We teach something called the vocal matrix. There's
Ooh,
different quadrants, right? And so we actually help people understand, because you know how it is. If I only talk like this all the time and I was really monotone, it doesn't really matter. It's like, oh my gosh, Ben, do you have any variability in your vocal range? And you're like, oh my gosh, as opposed to having an intimate moment when you slow down. And then when you build up the anticipation, there's suspense right here. And then the volume comes up because there's excitement just around the corner. And finally, what we call the power quadrant, where you deliver something and there's passion in your voice. Does it work on stage? Yes. Does it work virtually? Of course. And this is the power of being able to, thank you, move an audience emotionally to make sure the words that you speak are really sticking and transforming the way you would want them.
genius, Ben. It was the number one tip, I think, for 2024 from a place called Virtual Sapiens. And what it did is it gamified by putting in and connecting to your camera, and it actually gamified things like your virtual presence.
It's amazing. I haven't seen this. I need to check this out.
Oh, you got it. Yeah,
Okay.
amazing CEO for the company. And so it would do things like it would credit, you would get minus demerits for being off center, but it would actually tell you, like if you put it right above your camera, it would tell you and start giving you things. And then it would give you chain awards. Like if you did things like this, it would actually catch me monologuing, right? So if I monologue for 2 or 4 minutes, it's going to like crash my demerits. But if I do things like ask you questions and keep great eye contact, it actually gives you bonus pieces. And it was a very powerful piece of software to create virtual speaker and executive presence here online. So genius tool. Udly too is the other one here from Seattle that does some similar things. It actually broke me of my habit of It turned it from number 1 to number 6, and I think I replaced it with something like right or so.
Wow, that's amazing, John. You've got to follow up with these links. I mean, if you are listening and watching, John, I mean, let's all come back, because this is gold what you're offering, John. It's amazing.
So here, Virtual Sapiens, I can put it out in the chat. And the other one is Udly, where we know the founder, and they actually just got another round of funding. Apparently it's now provided for every Toastmaster member of America.
That's amazing. Wow. It's incredible.
It's a great place where AI actually did make a difference in my life. And right, can't always say that. I can't always say that. Speaking of AI, well, let's talk about this, Ben. Right. So, where do you think is the future of virtual and hybrid speaking? I'm just curious. What do you see from your seat, especially in this like wealthy and well-known? You might be taking the in-person track too, but I'm just curious about all the modalities that are available. What do you see for the future?
I mean, really, I think you've touched on it. AI is like some people are scared of it. I'm fully embracing it. It's not going anywhere. So we either like, let's be friends with it or resist it. And so I'm going to do my best to engage with it. But I still don't think like the power of human connection is the driving thing, right? And I was reading a book, The AI Driven Leader by Jeff Woods. And it's a great book, but really it's like, if we are really giving AI and letting it to be our thought leader, and this is both in content creation, you are abdicating your leadership. AI is my thought collaborator. I sometimes joke and people laugh and kind of like, Ben, he's full of himself. I say, I'm smarter than ChatGPT. And people are like, I don't think so. Am I really? No. But what I want to frame my mind to say, like, I am the thought leader.
Yes.
AI is my thought collaborator. And when it comes to presentations, I really believe you're touching on some of the tools that will help us to get better and hopefully increase the engagement, the thing that we're talking about. But ultimately that's driven by, and it's just a tool, just like this teleprompter is, right, that we have. Why did I get this? Is because it was like, cool people get a teleprompter. It started with the heart of like, eye contact is everything. And I want to have eye contact with the people I'm speaking to. Yes. How do I do that? I don't care if it's a teleprompter, great, I'm getting it. If it's an AI tool, that will get better. And I know there's some eye contact things that are like, I'll get the tool because the heart behind it that I'm driving is connection and engagement. And so as long as we are looking for those tools to be curious, to like, ooh, I want to try that, to cut down on my ums and my vocal quadrants and my lack of monologuing, I'm going to pause. Whatever those tools are, that is only going to make our connection that much deeper. And that's what people want. They want a deeper connection, not shallow and wide, but deeper connection. That's the heart of it. And I'm excited about the tools that are being developed. I think it's going to be, I mean, hold on, because it's going to get real and fun and exciting. And we'll do our best to discern. That's the power of the human brain. We will be able to discern, wow, this is a tool that's really useful and aids that connection, as opposed to distances that connection. And that'll be a real kind of decision for all of us as we engage with it.
I just read a LinkedIn post of a person who was trying to crash on virtual. And there's one part I agree on, but there's one part I disagree on. It's just saying, they're saying it's impossible to create connection on virtual. And I'm like, whoa, what are you talking about? That is, you know, they were trying to say there are values and extra returns for having an in-person meeting. You got to pay all the tax to do it too, though. Sure. You got to pay the carbon, you got to pay the dollars, you got to hotel, the food and the beverage. So yeah, I agree with those things, but that's like, but this declaration to say that it is not likely or possible to create connections on hybrid and virtual, I think is a huge mistake.
And I will say again, John, you're, like anybody watching or listening is just your masterclass. I will say a big differentiator. I would agree. Like the highest and best, of course, is going to be in person where we can see that. But I mean, you and I both know in the amount of presentations and client call, like the goosebumps I feel that and again, I'm not in, I don't know or understand all of it, but the fact that I can feel emotional based on a story that you tell me, and I feel it in this moment, or I can sense things even through the screen. Yes, I would wholeheartedly disagree with whoever wrote that thing. Is the highest and best use in person? Of course. But I will say the differentiator live is really powerful. So live is the component, I would say. And again, you're touching on this now. My heart beat a little bit faster before we went on because it's live, right? And it's like, that's good. And the engagement that we have, like there's no like recording and editing. And yes, virtual recorded things, I think you have, you know, diminishing return as you go up, but to say there's zero return, I would wholeheartedly disagree, because there's such powerful tools. And that's what I think these AI tools and software tools continue to aid us in, is that deeper connection. I mean, I feel that connection with you now, and we're, you know, thousands of miles apart right now, but and that's the power of live, but also our intention with having connection virtually.
I think the power of live too is its authenticity, Ben, is because you can't go back and edit. Everything that we've said here, we can't take back. It's what you and I are feeling and thinking in this moment.
Wait, I can't?
That's right. No editing, no 5-second clock. All right. And I think that is another key part of where the humanness comes in. We can use all this tech, and I actually I'm teaching a class right now, and it says how to make your next keynote better with no additional technology. And
Mm,
speakers are flocking to this because they are burnt. Most speakers who are not technologists, right, are burned out on how much technology. And so when we show them that they can return to many of their human-based tactics that they probably already know and love, they just haven't adapted them to either
yeah.
virtual or hybrid. That's something we're going to show. Speaking of something I'm going to show you, we're to this time in the stage where this is called the speed interview. I'm going to ask you a collection of questions that I've been writing while we've been interviewing. You're going to answer them as fast as possible. I'm going to play some funny noise like, oh, come on, noise today. There we go.
There it is. Oh, yes.
That was
Okay, yeah.
extended to it. I love awkward delays. Okay, so now I'll play some other, random sound. Maybe this other
There
one.
it
There we
is.
go.
There it
All
is.
right.
Okay, good.
All right. So are you ready, Ben?
I think so. Ready as I'll ever be. We're live. Here we go.
Okay. Favorite speaker not in brand builders?
Oh my gosh. I would say Will Guidara, actually. I really like Will Guidara.
Ooh, very good. Most unique positioning statement or position of a speaker?
Oh boy. I am going through my Rolodex, and yes, that does age me on my unique positioning. Oh my gosh. Man, I'm gonna have to pass on this one. I might mail that one in later. Keep going.
Fun fact, Ben, I met the guy who created the term unique selling proposition.
You did?
Yeah. If you want to meet him, I'll introduce him to you sometime. Right?
Raise your hand, everybody, if you want to meet him. I want to meet him. Yes, we all want to meet him.
Okay. Let's see. Person you helped out that you want to give a shout out to now.
Oh gosh, so many people, but I'm going to give a shout out just because this is a big celebration. But Churian Koshi is a client of mine, and he is a phenomenal speaker, phenomenal individual, and his book just hit the USA Today bestseller in December, 2 weeks in a row, a year's worth of work. Just, it warms my heart. I'm a small piece of it. And he was so kind. He actually acknowledged me in his book, which was a first for me. So I was like I had tears in my eyes. I was like, sure, this is the greatest gift you've ever given me. So many people to acknowledge and represent, but Churian comes to mind.
All right, here, let's see. Ready?
Yeah.
There we go. Best advice for new speakers?
The more you speak, the more you speak. So just start speaking.
I totally agree. And yeah, get on stages. That's my number one statement.
On stages, virtual or in person. Stop making it so hard to speak. We put so many obstacles in front of us of like, well, is it pay? It's just like, just start speaking.
Agree, Ben. That's what I said. I said, get on stages. And then if you can't get on stage, make one. That's what Zoom is about. Make a stage and get on it.
Make your own stage. You don't have to ask others for permission. Make your own stage.
Amen.
Favorite
song that is not yours?
Name a song that is not mine?
No, favorite song that is not yours.
Oh, okay. This is a throwback. This is a little niche, but Last Goodbye by Jeff Buckley. He is one of my favorite musicians of all time. Last Goodbye. It's a good one.
Okay. Unsung hero or heroine in the music industry?
Well, Jeff Buckley would be that person. Just favorite. Yes, favorite of all time. His album Grace is one of the top 10 albums of all time, and if you've never listened to it, you should listen to it, and you'll get to know me a little bit better. So there you go.
Okay. Best leader that you have learned from?
Oh gosh, there are so many. I'm really thankful to be under leadership of Rory and AJ at BBG, of course, but I had a mentor, Todd Clark, who was a leader for me, actually a pastor at a church, phenomenal leader. One of the first leadership roles I was in, he was a mentor of mine. I learned so much from him, still do incorporate so much of those things that I learned from him, which is really great. So it's a personal one. Many of you don't know him, but personal to me, and just has really radically informed how I lead. Wow.
Let's see if they can get the Star Trek reference. Engage. We're going to warp out of here. Best pillar point from 2025.
Oh man, I want to, what is it? Pillar point. Let's see here. Oh, I just helped a friend do this. Oh my goodness.
I love the speed round.
The speed round is great. I mean, there's nothing more classic than the pillar point, which is on the cover of Wealthy and Well-Known. When you take the jacket off, you're most powerfully positioned to serve the person you once were. So technically that was released in 2025, although that was there. So I'll go there, but oh man, shoot, there was a client we just helped recently. We help so many clients all the time, so it's a mush, but relating to your circle. Oh, actually, here's a good one. This goes back to anticipation. You ready for this? This is a little much. So I work with a client, Bernie and Tammy, and they are marriage coaches, not therapists, marriage coaches. Treat your marriage like it's your most important business. And they have a pillar point that says anticipation is an aphrodisiac.
Oh.
So I'm just saying it sticks with you. You remember it. Hey-o. But I mean, back to speaking, that's why anticipation is so important. It energizes the audience and gets them ready. So it's good.
Well, that's a wow. Wish or goal for 2020.
John, you're blushing. You're blushing, John. Why are you blushing?
Anticipation.
Yes, that's right.
I'm waiting for your answer for this beautiful question. Your wish or goal for 2026.
Oh, my goal is more margin, solving more for time than money.
Okay, final question. Oh, wait. Here we go. Okay, final question. If you could get people to magically remember one thing from this podcast, what would that one thing be?
Oh, goodness. Just get on stages. Just get on stages. I love that point. It's just like, stop putting more barriers between you and speaking. Just speak. Stop asking for permission. Make your own stage. Oh, and secondly, it's pronounced Kolarcik.
Kolarcik. Did I get it right?
You got it right. Okay. Yes.
There we go. Kolarcik. By the way,
it's okay. It's check for people who mispronounce your name forever and ever. So it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, you should see my mail with a Chen, right? It's Chan, it's Chang, and one time it was Fred.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, Ben, thank you for joining me here on the Engaging Virtual Meetings podcast. And I'm going to break the internet because this is one of Ben's songs. Thank you, Ben. Oh, man. We've been visiting with Ben here, and I hope you've been enjoying this, right? He just says, get on stages. It's so right. Get on stages. If you want to be a speaker, performer, whatever it is, get on stage wherever it is. Put in more reps, and eventually it will all work out for you, right? If you sit around and say, I'm going to wait until I get on that stage, you're never going to get on that stage. That's at least coming here from one of your friendly 600 certified speaking professionals in the world. Hey, if you want to be, if you're watching here on social media, make sure and subscribe, share, like, and comment. If you want all the episodes, we release a new episode every Wednesday. Go to engagingvirtualmeetings.online and meet amazing people like Ben. If you want to learn how to be more engaging in the world, take your phone out, scan this for a free ticket, or come visit us in Seattle or get a VIP ticket online. We don't care. Well, that's how we present it to you. And our VIPs in virtual were this year, they were so amazed. They came around and said, I feel like I'm in the room with you. And now they're going to go like, I'm going to be in the room with you next year is what they're saying. Ben might like this pillar. One of my pillars from last year is virtual is the gateway drug to in person. That's right. That's my pillar, and I'm sticking with it. And if you want to be like Ben, do us a favor here. Go to engagingvirtualmeetings.com/meet, select interview, and you too could be the next guest like Ben here on the Engaging Virtual Meetings podcast. Happy New Year, everyone. I'll see you next time.